Hello and welcome to Mother Healing. So this is such a beautiful series. I want to thank you all for checking this out and tuning in for this series and doing the work as well, because it is an interactive series. We do have to take time and connect with ourselves, reconnect with our inner child, and also connect with our mother to bring in the healing. So we've used all the Mother Mary cards right now because we are at the end of the series. There's only a couple of days left. So I'm going to pick the questions first of all. So what do we need to know today? We've got one coming out today. And I'm going to pick a card from this bag. Here we go. And we're going to start with a message of grace. So what do we need to know today? Thank you, angels. So again, we've got your vulnerability. And what I've noticed is when I'm using this book, and what I do is I always kind of do that with the book. The pages are coming out as well. So sometimes the pages of our book come out and we forget things. Because of our vulnerability, this is vulnerability. So that means we can put walls up in our mind and we can forget things from our childhood. We can forget things, that hurt us and cause pain because of our own vulnerability. So I feel you may be finding the lost pages of your story and putting them back into your book. And what it says here is, because I don't feel that the vulnerability energy is what I need to read. It's this one. It says, look how far you've come. It says, take a moment to reflect on your journey and see how far you've come in all ways. All the ways you've learned, all the ways you've grown, and all the obstacles that you've overcome. Your mind may often remind you of all the things you have or haven't done, but just for a while, give yourself some credit for who you are and be proud of yourself. Your life is precious, and that is worth celebrating. So if it makes you feel vulnerable, your vulnerability, as you call it, may feel exposing and scary. But that fear, it's part of who you are. It's releasing that fear. Remember, what we're being reminded is we all have an ego, and that's part of the human self. So we're spiritual beings having a human experience with an ego, but we're able to overcome the ego throughout our life. That means it doesn't go away. We can't run away from the ego, but we can choose to harness the power to rise above it and see through it and understand it. So when we're honest about our feelings, that brings in power, no matter how uncomfortable or how scary that is. So the message today is breathe deeply. So whatever this question is, however it makes you feel, whatever you're going through today in your life, breathe deeply. And feel blessed. Think about how far you've come, the things you've done, because you are a warrior. And maybe things need to change in your life to move you where you're meant to be, but you can handle it because you are safe and loved and protected. So breathe deeply. Breathe in the love, the power, the gratitude, the grace, and breathe out the fear and the negativity and the struggle. It says breathe big. Let it all in. Expand your fabulous belly. Who cares if your jeans feel too tight? Here's an idea. Buy a roomier pair. It's telling you to who cares what people think. It doesn't matter what weight you are, what your hair's like, what clothes you wear. It matters how you feel. And when you feel good, regardless of what people think you should look like or think you should wear or do, you'll always be yourself and you'll feel at peace. It says deep full breaths invigorate you. They release sadness and allow ecstasy to flood in. So pause, inhale a long, slow, big, delicious breath. And then exhale. And remember, whenever the going gets tough, take a deep breath and trust that you are capable of greatness. And that's so true. Because when we use breath work, it brings in healing. If ever I get stressed out by anything or anyone, I just breathe. And it brings me back to the now. So the question today is, name a time we spent together that you treasure and why. I can remember it too. So your mum is saying to you, name a time we spent together. Something that really hits you in the feels. And you may have to take a deep breath to think about and, spend some time reliving and write down. Think about what was it a treasure? What do you treasure and why? Think about moments with your mum. And it's going to be hard anyway, to think about these things if you've lost your mum, whether it was recently or long ago, it brings up pain, it brings up fear, but that shows you're alive. You know, because we do think if only we'd done this, if only we'd done that, things may have been different. Things may have not happened the way they did, but everything happens for a reason. Remember that. And if you and your mum, you know, you still have a relationship, maybe she's still around and you do get on very well, you want to make the relationship stronger, just think about a great time you spent together and treasure that. If you're falling out right now, maybe you've had an argument or a misunderstanding, just spending some time thinking about those times you treasured will bring in a great healing. And if you want to heal the connection between you and your mum, just call on Archangel Raguel and he will create the way. Thank you, Archangel Raguel, for creating the way to bring joy and love and comfort into my existing relationships, to help my relationships to feel strong, whether they are in this physical life or beyond this physical lifetime. Thank you for helping me to know I am safe and supported and exactly where I'm meant to be. All is well, I am safe, and so it is. Take a deep breath in and release. At peace. And that's all it takes to be at peace, a deep breath. So the message today is one question, because it's a powerful one. You know, think of a time you spent with your mum, something that you treasure. Why? Your mum feels it too. She can remember it too. When you remember it, she remembers it. Whether that's through the spiritual realms when you're connecting on the other side, or through energy and telepathy in the physical world. You are one, just like you and your twin flame are one. You and your mother are one because you came out of her body. And that's a powerful bond that nothing can ever change. No drug addiction or alcohol addiction or argument or painful goodbye. Nothing can ever stop you from loving each other because you are one. And that's really the message coming through. So take a deep breath, think about some good times and feel at peace today. I hope this helps. Have a great day and I'll see you soon.